Hi and welcome to Healthy Life Hacks. I'm Jennifer Jeffries, the present day wise woman. I'm a realistic naturopath coming to you from the surfing beaches of Australia. This show is for those of you who are wanting to really rock your life and rock your health and just live from a place of prevention, not waiting to get sick and tired and sucky. That's it. So let's get into today's episode. 20 years ago, 20 years, man, that's gone so fast. 20 years ago, I decided I wanted to travel the world. I'd been in clinic as a naturopath for 10 years and I'd gotten so frustrated not being able to help as many people as I wanted. Plus, I swear I must have been a gypsy in a past life because I just love traveling. Here I am in 2020 and that's a little bit challenging for me, but I'm making peace with that, so it's okay. Now, I kind of touched on my traveling life when I talked about the Camino in an earlier episode. But I wanted to talk about it a little bit more today because a lot of people have got, it is 2020. If you're listening in this in the future, well, in the year 2020, we didn't travel anywhere. In fact, we were locked down. Crazy stuff. Anyway, the world is starting to open up a little bit. And I like to believe that that whole traveling thing is going to happen for us again. But what I wanted to talk about today is that I still remember the day that I sold my clinic and my retail aromatherapy shops, and I handed over the keys. So scared. I knew I wanted to be a professional speaker. I had no gigs booked. I had nothing. I was going to relocate from Townsville to Brisbane, and I was going to set up my career as a professional speaker, speaking on preventing burnout in the workplace. And I knew in my mind I had the goals, all that kind of stuff that was good. But I didn't know how it was going to unpack. I really didn't. And that's what I want to speak into tonight. I remember physically handing over the keys, to my businesses, to the chick who bought them. And for a moment, just feeling so bloody terrified, really like far out. And in the next breath, I went, wow, I have got a blank canvas. I can create anything. So I knew I had my goal, my vision, all that stuff. I knew what I wanted to do. I didn't know the hows. And this is where people get stuck. They want to have all those hows in place before they take the first step. But the secret to life, guys, is to say yes. Yes, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be a professional speaker. I'm going to travel the world for the rest of my career, speaking on preventing burnout in the workplace and aromatherapy. I'm going to have a ripper time doing it. Guys, that's 20 years ago. I just knew that to the core of my being. That's what I wanted to do. And I lived into it, not just by saying, yes, I'm in, I'm doing this, but not getting caught up on the details. I didn't let my brain go down that rabbit hole thinking, oh shit, what if this doesn't work? And doubting and all that kind of stuff. I said yes. And then I lived into the how and I let it unfold like a step at a time. I was open to being directed. Now you've got to know that I'm a Taurus. I'm a methodical, planning, plotting kind of chick. That's how I am. But in this case, I knew I wanted to create something really cool. And I had to go against my natural kind of instincts a little bit. Definitely, I have the energy in me that I'll give things a crack. Absolutely. But this was a big decision to leave the security of, I was working for myself. That doesn't matter. That's not the thing. But the predictable income of, I'd built up a very successful naturopathic clinic and two very successful aromatherapy shops. But I wanted more. And I meet so many of you who want more, but you hold yourself back because you keep worrying about Mike Dooley from The Secret. He calls it the cursed hows. The cursed hows. It's the how this is going to evolve. How do I do this? What's going to be every step? People want to get all that stuff in place first before they take the step and just go, yes, I'm doing it, and then live into it and let it unfold. So when I first read The Secret, which was kind of sort of around that time, it made sense to me that Mike Dooley was teaching that you focus on the end result. And it's like the whole burn the boats. There's no other option. I'm going to make this work. I'm going to make this work. And so when I did that, I simply took action. I went, okay, cool. So I want to, I had just written my first book. That was done. And it was like, cool, okay, well, what do I do to build a professional speaking business? Well, I need to go and, get speaking gigs. And I didn't have all the how and all the steps, but I had a good idea in my brain how, but I wasn't focused on that. It was just like, I'm going to have this rocking career as a professional speaker around the world. That's it. So I was focused all the time on the end results, and I was moving away from the pain. And I spoke on an earlier episode about moving away from the pain. I was moving away from the pain of being so frustrated, not being able to help as many people as I wanted to in clinic, and being stuck inside four walls. It is not my vibe, guys. I am not that four walls kind of chick. So Mike Dooley really, the secret and manifesting and all that kind of stuff, that book really helped me cement it, that I was going to live into this future. And I chose to just stay focused on that and keep moving away from the pain. Now, a mate of mine that I've met in the last 5 years, Morgan, he's nailed it. And I wanted to share this because I think it explains perfectly what it is. Okay. So Morgan is one of my surfing mates. We met when he was, 23, 22. He was 22. We met out in the surf and we've become really good mates. And he's now, like 27, 28. Now he says this, and it explains it to a T, which is why I want to share it with you. And it's something I've taken on. He says, the less you do, the more you think. The more you think, the more you doubt. The more you doubt, the less you do. Okay? So I'm going to say that again. The less you do, the more you think. The more you think, the more you doubt. The more you doubt, the less you do. But then you can flip it. How about this? The more you do, the less you think. The less you think, the less you doubt. The less you doubt, the more you do. Guys, if you are sitting in life and you are just stuck thinking it is Groundhog Day, take action. Think of your goal, whatever it is you want to do. I don't care if it is traveling or changing careers or whatever it is. Keep that in mind. Keep that there. Move away from the pain, like I've explained in that previous episode, but take action. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's about your health, if it's a health goal or a work goal or a relationship goal, whatever it is, you've got to take the action. And when you are in action, you will remove all overwhelm. When we are in overwhelm, we stay still. We do nothing. Our brain goes, I don't know what to do. And you do nothing. And when you do that, your brain then goes down the rabbit hole thinking, I really don't know what to do. And you just go down and down and down. You overthink, you doubt yourself. It just goes messy. But imagine you were just consistent in whatever it is. I don't care what your goal is, health, relationship, business, whatever. Be consistent. Just keep taking action towards your goal. Just keep taking action. And you'll keep your brain from doubting itself. Every time you doubt yourself, every time you think, wow, can I do this? Can I do this? Do something towards your goal. That's all I did. I just kept 20 years ago, I want to be this. I want to travel the world and see the world and experience all the cultures and help people with their health as I do. I just wanted to do all that kind of stuff. And I did it by having my end goal, but I just kept moving. I just kept moving towards the goal consistently, day in, day out, day in, day out. Whenever you notice yourself doubting yourself, do something. Get off your ass, do something. I promise it's a big energetic game changer. And my mate Morgan nailed it with that quote. He really has. Now, one of my other mentors, David T.S. Wood, really gorgeous man, Canadian, kicks my ass from here to the moon and back. He was the one in the last 10 years who really cemented that living into a life of yes. Okay. So it's like, I wanted to make this change 20 years ago and The Secret was around and I started going, okay, cool. I'm going to do this and lived into it that way. 10 years ago, David really taught me to to just say yes and then figure it all out. I'd been doing that, but it became a real way of life after meeting Dave. And I've been doing it. And I thought I would just explain a simple thing about how I live into that nowadays, and how I attract and play with other cool people who live the same way. So, because our vibe attracts our tribe. Our vibe attracts the cool, fun people that we play with on a day-to-day basis. Guys, this is just a side note, but if you're hanging around people who are sucking the life out of you, change your vibe. And those people will move on. That we'll do a whole show on that, but it's really true. You attract everything and everyone that's in your life. It's very real, guys. We attract all the good, the bad, and the ugly that is in our life. It's our vibe that's attracting us, including those energy sucky people who might be around you. Anyway, I digress. Back to this story, and I'll talk on that in a podcast soon. So it's no secret to my friends that I love everything about the auroras, the northern aurora, so the aurora borealis, the aurora australis. I'm on, my friends will know I'm on like the CSIRO's alerts. Whenever there's a solar flare, I know that 2 days later there's going to be a chance of auroras happening. The whole northern lights, southern lights. I love everything about what they are. So a couple of weeks ago, a friend of mine, Mitra, she tagged me in a post. She saw that they were running charter flights to Antarctica and back. So we're in COVID time. You can't fly internationally, but the flight goes out of Sydney, comes back to Sydney. It's a domestic flight. They get around the rules. It's a chartered flight. This plane is going to it's going to zigzag its way all the way down to Antarctica and back around the equinox. So it's got the highest chance of seeing auroras. And now I just think that's a crack up. There's this great astronomer over in New Zealand called Ian Griffin. I've been following him on social media for the last few years because 2 years ago, he hired the first commercial flight to do exactly that. He hired an Air New Zealand flight, because he's a Kiwi, to do exactly that. And I messaged him only a few months ago and said, mate, when are you doing the next one? I really want to be on that flight, because the original one, I found out about it after it had flown. And I went, I have to, I want to be on that flight. I want to be on that flight. Anyway, he wrote back and said, yeah, it's coming. And then my friend Mitra, tagged me in this post, and it wasn't even how I was going to make it happen. It wasn't in anything. I saw it, and it was like, I have such a calling to be amongst those lights. I just love it. I love how Mother Nature is. It just fascinates me so much. So as soon as that was like, oh, yes, absolutely. When, how, dates, all that kind of stuff. I don't give a shit. Honestly, I didn't give a shit. I was like, I'm going. I want to be on that flight. Anyway, so I messaged, the chick who was organizing the flight and to get details. But in the meantime, I sent a message to a girlfriend and I went, hey, auroras, southern lights, it's a flight. Do you like them? Are you in? And she just wrote back and went, yes. Now, she knew nothing about what any of this was, but said, yes. That's the difference, guys. That's the living a juicy life. That's what it's about. Give it a crack. Say yes. I'm going to do it. I don't know all the details yet, but I'm going to make it happen. I'm just going to make it happen. And that's how I've lived my life for the last 20 years. And I have people say to me, oh, you're so lucky, Jen. You get to travel around the world and you do all these kind of things. Well, I do things because I say yes. I say yes, and I take the action to take me towards those things I want to do. Do I know all the details? No. Do I need, if it's going to cost a certain amount of money I haven't got, I've got to work out, okay, how am I going to budget to make that happen? Whatever. I say yes, and then I live into it and I take the action to make it work. I don't let myself doubt. I don't give my brain time to doubt that it can't happen because I'm in action. That's it. Stay in action. Just keep moving forward to where you want to go in life. I'm leaving you tonight with a couple of quick healthy life hacks. The first one is get into action. Think about where you want to be, whether it's health or exercise or relationships or business or closing the year out stronger financially, whatever it is. Think about that and take the action. Stop your brain going, oh shit, I don't know if I'll make that goal. I don't know if I'll lose those 5 kilos. I don't know if I'll earn an extra 10 grand next year. I don't know if I'll ever find the love of my life. Don't doubt the way you stay out of doubt, remember, is to take action. So healthy life hack number 1 is get off your ass, take action. All right. Say yes and take action. That's it. Whatever it is, one thing in your life this week, say yes and take the action. And healthy life hack number 2 is every time you want to hold back, notice that you're just not in action. Okay. Take a step. Just keep going and you will get there. Focus forward. Don't worry about the cursed hows. That will change your life, guys. So if you want to get a copy of the show notes, please go to www.healthylifehacks.com.au. And in the next episode, make sure you tune in because I'm going to be talking all about what blood cycles are. It's a naturopathic term and why they matter. I want to thank you for being here today. If you enjoyed this episode, feel free to share it with your friends and scroll down to the comment section, guys. It's below the description of the video because click into the line that says add a public comment, add your comment, click the comment box, and every month I draw one lucky person who leaves a comment down below to have a free 1-hour consultation with me. Also, be sure to subscribe to the show and like it so that you're always catching that next episode. If you'd like to receive a free copy of my Feed Your Body ebook, simply click the link in the comments below, join my newsletter, and you will get the free ebook sent to you nice and easy. So I welcome your emails. You can write to me at podcast@healthylifehacks.com.au. Until next time, guys, remember that when it comes to life, live it, love it, and get on with it.